our chess stream, along with the Panda International Master, until they take it away, Will Paschall and Panda, my colleague here and pundit. This is our talk show. We play a lot of chess, do some commentary, a few simuls. Yesterday we had a simul. We also do other events. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the stream. Getting started here. I've got a tournament game in a few hours, so I am a little limited on time. We also had a tough simul yesterday, 12 wins, 12 draws. It's a lot of draws, and I wasn't really handing out draws like candy because of time pressure. They're mostly like kind of legitimate draws. 12 draws, 12 wins, and 1 loss where I got crushed in a wing gambit. Blobix, it's funny, I was just thinking, yesterday my opponent is a guy who represents France. Strangely. I don't know if you've ever met him. Originally Ukrainian player Ochotnik. I had an interesting endgame battle with Ochotnik, and I was almost winning at one point, but I didn't realize it. Checking with the engine after the game, I think I might have had a virtually winning position. One moment in a pure rook endgame, but he and I didn't even realize it. I was just thinking he's an older player, been around for a long time, but I noticed that his federation is France, not Ukraine. Yeah, I didn't know whether he would want to draw or play for a win, even though we're about the same rating. And I hate that feeling. Like, it's a team game. I'm okay with a draw. I don't mind playing for a win. I don't mind fighting, but I didn't know. I've never played him before. Strangely, it's kind of funny because I played many, many years in the Hungarian Team Championship, and he has too, but I had never actually played against him. So it was a good endgame, a little endgame battle. Not a lot of action, but some. And this funny moment in the endgame where I had 2 possible captures, and one looked like it was worse for my structure, another one looked better, but the one that was worse for my structure would have allowed my king to swing from side to side in the rook endgame and almost maybe be winning. Anyway, that was my team game yesterday. I've got to be back to our IM tournament today. I'm playing another Ukrainian IM. Well, that was a GM. So I'm playing Artur Frolov today, who I haven't even really prepared for. Good player. Anyway, good to see you guys. Jim's here, Blobix. We've got the DK guy and Jay Daradanas challenging me. DK guy is a subscriber. I was going to play a warm-up game. Yeah, Frolov is strong. He's had fighting games thus far. I've never played him either. He doesn't play that frequently in Hungary like Ochotnik. Ochotnik always plays in the team championship. I've never seen Frolov in the team championship, but he does occasionally play open tournaments here. Yeah, I haven't decided what I'm going to play yet today. We're going to see after the stream. I'm going to do a little prep. I'm black. But, it's one thing when you're okay with a draw. To me, the most scary, the girl, she's not little. I mean, she's kind of medium sized, but she's got this look of like a killer. It's unbelievable. She's 17. The Kazakh, I think. She's around 17, so she's not a little girl. Big girl. She's very serious. Doesn't smile. That's a tough player. She had fighting games with both of the stronger players in the field so far. All right, DK guy. I guess we'll skip the warm-up game. Skip the warm-up game. I'm sorry that the games from my tournament are not broadcast live. The organizer's a little bit. He's a little bit laissez-faire. So, no live broadcast. There's a GM tournament as well. We're just playing blitz and rapid chess here, everybody. Taking challenges for 2 hours. The tournament games can't be found anywhere. I mean, it's possible that they're actually compiling the games. I'll find out. But they're not being broadcast live for sure. Actually, I'm very disappointed with the not the playing condition is okay, but the clocks are, there's awful Cytec digital clocks from 20 years ago. And my friend Emil almost lost on time. You press the button and it doesn't register. You can press it pretty hard and sometimes it just doesn't register. So you can just, if you're not paying attention to the light on the clock, you can sit there indefinitely thinking you pressed the clock. I've seen a lot of people lose that way. We had one of these Soltis, I like to call it the Soltis variation. Soltis, actually, people credit Kavalek with Lubash Kavalek with this variation, but I mean Kavalek wasn't that prolific of a player. I feel like he hardly played chess before he started quitting. I feel like other players have played this variation as well. Bishop f5 though, I don't know what made me do this. Yeah, this is lame. I shouldn't play bishop f5. I should just go for queen a5. Queen b3, unusual. I've never faced this in my limited experience with bishop f5. But I think I should go for queen a5 and just learn it. I mean, I've played it for years, but really just relearn it. If you're going to play this, bishop f5 it's not that good. That's impressive that Frolov has draws with Kramnik. Yeah, he only plays e4. I'm expecting e4, but I didn't really prep yet. He had an interesting Lopez with the Kazakh girl the other day. That was interesting. It was like a strong point variation. I was surprised she played that. I thought she would play something more dynamic. You would think, like, but he is one of the toughest players. Maybe she has more than one opening she plays. So she played like a strong point Roy Lopez with black. It was an interesting game. It looked like it could have been played, by Leonid Stein and Boleslavsky 40 years ago. Don't try the Lopez. Oh no, I mean, I don't play that really. No, I have other options. Yep. I don't really play the black side of the Roy Lopez. I'm just a Roy Lopez pretender. I never really played that opening. Occasionally I played the Schliemann for fun, but in a couple of tournament games. I don't pretend to know what I'm doing. We have other options. I don't mind playing against kind of correct, solid players with black. What's up with the d4 pawn? I'm going to lose a piece. I feel like there's a tactic here. Knight takes g3. Feels like there's something here, but I don't see it. Drop a piece. Bishop takes d4. My bishop's going to get flat out trapped as well. That could be a bigger problem. So we can't really mess around here. Yes, take back. This is a little creepy, but we'll do what we have to do. More than a little. We have to come up with a very artificial solution here. Well, my bishop can go back to f5 if I have to. What other options do we have? C5, not really a good one. H6 and G5 seems too slow. We have some issues. A5, Rook C1. Gonna lose immediately to G4. Bishop F6 is interesting. I'm under a lot of pressure. Knight F6, I guess, is more natural. Then I'm trapped. Maybe I'm just trapped there. Maybe I don't have a choice. How am I going to not lose a piece here? E5? Man, this guy is strong. I'm going to stop playing this variation. So Rook C1 is an obvious threat. I have almost nothing I can do about it. Knight F6, G4. Knight F6, G4. That's it. Doesn't seem fair. Bishop F6. I don't really have a better idea than that. Best I can come up with is trying not to lose a piece. Deep. I have some options. Like if he tries to play B4 at some point, I might be able to play Knight B6 and attack C4. That idea. Obviously, Bishop F6 stops G4, sort of. No problem at all. Welcome. Jim, nice. Starting the week right. Donation. 406 bits. I was wondering what the number was about. Why exactly 406? I thought there was some secret patriotic meaning. Like Dinekis. Man, nice bishop pair. Nice pawn structure. He's got to consider taking the two bishops here. That's what he's thinking about. Both moves are tempting. You don't like the green badge? The 75k? I think you got to get to 100. Then you'll feel better. What's the next one? What was the next one? Is that the orange one? Or did you already pass the orange one? Is the 100 the orange one? Oh, my bad. All right. I just hung a piece. I was supposed to play Bishop F5. Distracted me. The orange is passed. I just dropped a piece. All right. You guys, stop making donations. It's distracting. I have to play Bishop F5. Clear disadvantage. Oh, he actually just wins material. Bishop H6. It's lost anyway. I just lose an exchange. I'm in serious trouble after this. I never considered playing Bishop E6 in this position. He's got zero inaccuracies, 0 mistakes, 0 blunders. I just don't want to play this variation. I didn't even want to play it, actually. I'm not even awake. That's why I like to play warm-up games before I start. I'm just like making random moves. You know, it's sort of a waste of time. I really should play a couple random games with other people before I try to play like a 2200 player in the stream DK guy. It's not a good recipe. Too strong for me, man. Sorry. So, all right, subscribers here. Zen Chess donated 500 bits. I didn't mean to play Bishop F5, and I didn't mean to play that final blunder, but it didn't matter. I was lost anyway. Lost out of the opening. It's a bad variation for black. I don't know. Bishop F5 is okay for like beginners who just want something simple to play, but it's basically totally toothless and passive at best. It's like a lazy variation. DK guy, how strong is your ELO rating? I was just curious. What do we got here? 2080. Wow. I don't want to play any 2080s. 2100s are bad enough. So, maybe I don't need to waste my time with A6. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Zen Chess playing the... I don't know what came over me here. I'm just doing random stuff. But it's good to mix it up. What happened in my game with the young guy, I decided to play the Nimzovich defense, and he played like... It was e4, knight c6, d4, d6, d5. And I'm playing knight b8 and going back and hoping he overextends himself. But he didn't overextend himself, and then I had a bad position, like minus 1.8 due to space, which is sort of, you know, to be expected since I don't know what I'm doing and I'm just playing this random kind of bogus setup to try to get him out of book. He reacted really well. He basically did what the engine would do, which is like d5, knight b8, c4. This is like best according to the lichess Opening Explorer, and so this like 15-year-old kid who's rated 2150 like has never seen this opening before and immediately reacts like the way that the Opening Explorer and lichess would, with d5 and c4. And he's an e4 player, and most people who play e4 aren't gonna like be comfortable turning the structure into what would be like a King's Indian, but he was just like did it anyway, you know. And then I found some interesting ideas subsequently, but over the board I didn't play the best. And at one point, okay, I'm like spatially worse. He was using a lot of time, and I wasn't concentrating well, and I made this horrific blunder where I'm basically like almost losing in one move, and he didn't see it, and it was unbelievable. My second big blunder, and I was just like, forget this, you know. I mean, it was funny because I made the blunder, he didn't see it, and offered a draw like the next minute. I was like, you got to be kidding me. My position sucks. I just like blundered the game in one move, and now he's offering a draw. I'm not going to decline it. So I just took the draw. I was like, seriously, slightly worse, clearly worse. But I don't know. I shouldn't play the Nimzovich. I just don't have enough time to prepare. You know, I've got to play like real openings. I mean, that kind of opening, I just didn't think he would react well, and he did. He played very aggressively. D5 and then F4, and there was almost like no games with F4 that I could find. It looks like white would like overextend themselves. So the opening is like E4, knight C6, D4, D6, D5, knight B8, C4, and now I played G6, and I think that this might actually be an inaccuracy, because almost everyone plays knight F6 in the few games in that position, and it forces white to defend the E4 pawn. By playing G6 and not playing knight F6, I basically let him play this like 4 pawns attack kind of thing. You know, I didn't think he would do that. So he plays real aggressively, and then all of a sudden he like stops, and then he just sort of doesn't try to overextend. He just keeps the position really solid. It's ridiculous. I mean, I shouldn't be drawing with 2100 players, but I dropped a rook in one game, and the other one I'm just like clearly worse with an opening that I don't know. So I feel like I'm lucky to even get 1 out of 2 against these 2100s from bad lost positions, essentially. One was completely lost down a rook. The other one minus like 2 if he sees the one move that he had. But it's funny, that's like the thing. If I was playing 2250s, I would have like a half point or 0 right now. But because my opponents were 2100, they couldn't see, 2-move tactics. But he didn't go crazy after that. I was happy when he played f4. I was like, okay, great. He's going to like overextend himself. And then he just like put on the brakes and didn't overextend beyond that. The kid's actually better than 2150. He seems like pretty solid and correct. He had a bad tournament in the Spring Festival with some draws with weak players. But I don't really... I mean, he seems like he's legitimately better than that. There's no motivation, to play amongst the IMs. I mean, to protect your rating or whatever, to some degree. Zen Chess is not having a good morning. Good night. Yeah, that kid is like better than the other kid. And the other kid's like 2230. This one's like 2150. Okay, they're different style. This one's more solid, more correct. The other one's kind of risking and gambling and trying to do tactics and stuff. This one will probably go further as a player. He seems like he's more correctly trained. I've seen a lot of Hungarian chess prodigies over the last like 15 years, and I can usually tell who's going to be really, really good and who's just going to be okay. This one can build on a really solid foundation. The way he played against me was very mature. I don't think his tactical calculation is very good, but he can improve that pretty easily. He's thinking mostly positionally. But no, I don't know. I haven't concentrated well. Yesterday against Ochotnik, I was concentrating well after the opening. I had too much coffee, like 3 coffees before the game. Once that sort of wore off, I was really thinking very clearly. Another thing that's like horrible about the tournament I'm playing in now is the size of the boards. They have these boards. I know I complain about everything. It sounds ridiculous, but really, they're like extra small. Like tiny boards. It was funny because yesterday in my team championship game, you can do that. Man, all right. I'm playing too fast, guys. Talking too much, but you're not saying anything. Where's Acerbate? That's a famous Talking Heads line. I just blundered a rather important pawn with this tactic here. Now, Zen Chess goes from lost to like better in one move. It'll make it interesting. It will make it interesting. Let's say that. It's going to be hard to get this really moving. Good eyes, Zen Chess. Perfect place for his knight now. Anyway, You see what I'm talking about? My concentration is bad. I don't know what's up with me. If there's any deeper meaning to it. Acerbate is here. Here we go again. Here we go again, just like the other game. Oh, man. Gotta try to keep him under pressure. That pawn phalanx, extremely dangerous. Where do you want to go? Whatever it was in chess, it was ugly. Till it self-corrected. He has 4 connected pass pawns. I said that like a Canadian. We have a dynamic imbalance in the pawn structure. The E3 nugget. There's still hope, but not a lot. This is kind of creepy. C4. Whoa, that's not happening. Obviously, you can't have that. Very sorry. I can't afford to give you that. No hesitation whatsoever. Just sacrifice exchange. No problem. No problemo. That's a big difference between 3 connected pass pawns and 4 connected pass pawns in chess. I hope you realize what you're getting into. I don't really know what that rook on b8 is doing exactly. Things are getting interesting. Hopefully these pawns are just decor. Another quality game by me. I dropped a piece against DK Master, but what? Maybe he missed the point. We strive to play quality chess here. Making coffee. Wait a minute. Perhaps this way. With a minor threat. Oh. What's that about? Alright, 3 connected pass pawns for a rook. We'll do it. Let's do this thing. Check. He is in some serious time pressure here. Feels like we've got it under control. Maybe not fully. Do you have better there? Spade never sleeps. All right, good game. Good game. Quality chess. The 10-0 is not part of the program, especially not 10-0 rated. This will give me a chance to get an innocent victim from the from the lobby to get warmed up, which I should have, as you can see by my quality of play. Hooray! Percy Hepworth and WJ Loof are here. Let me get a warm-up game. I'm still not ready yet. All right. 3 + 2. Still not ready yet. Need some practice, Jim. We need practice. Where's Acerbe? Bring it, man. The Cochrane Gambit. He played d4. Wait a minute. d4. That's correct. I don't know if you're on the list, Percy Hepworth. We have corrected. You stand corrected. Cochrane Gambit. Interesting. But it's not completely sound. It's certainly interesting. Not likely to happen today. You don't have to ask me twice to sack an exchange in a position like that, man. What do we got here? What do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's got 2 pawns. He's got stuff. But we have options. The question is, Queen d4? Looks interesting. Maybe not a good move. Maybe it is. Omega Horus. 2100 in classical with 41 games. 2050 here. Interesting situation. Very unclear. Oh, I just have draws. I had 2 lost positions that were draws. And another Grandmaster draw. Yesterday a fighting draw. 3 out of 4 are fighting draws. Sort of. It's bad. Let's not pretend. It's not good to draw with 2100 players if you're 2350 or higher. We're not going to pretend it's good, but it could be worse. Like I said, if I was playing 2250s, I would have a half to 0 points right now out of those 2 games where I was lost. Interesting move. Not really sure if this helps me in any way. Back to draw master mode. It's what I do best. Yeah, I very drawish down a rook position in the first game. Very drawish -2 another game. And then when one of the other players like begs me for a draw because he has to go play in some other tournament, what can I do? I didn't want any draws, honestly. So what's up with this player? It's really scary. It's like a psycho aggression. If I was to diagnose this player's play, I would say he's got psycho aggression issue. Too aggressive to the point of self-harm. Everything is only forward. Has he ever made a backward move the whole game? Only move forward. You can move backward too. It's alright. I made a backward move, didn't I? Look at this, rook d5. What? What is rook d5? It's a forward move. Another forward move. Forward! What's going on here? It's getting rather scary now. Going to be lucky to draw. Oh my god. Do you see that? What? Is this guy for real? Seriously? That's just it? I'm just lost on the move? There's no defense? Are you serious? What do you mean? It's mate. Forced mate. Wow. What's the problem? No problem. His rating is what? Glad I'm not playing this guy rated games. What is going on here? Dude, seriously? I just got crushed by the Cochrane Gambit. So this is a new move. Although I faced it probably in blitz. That's engine. It's engine. Engine. Rook F1. Engine. And now he's like clearly better. I don't even know what I did wrong. It's even suspicious. Here I blundered. I didn't recognize the danger. I have to play king g6. Holy crap. But this move is suspicious. I would say rook d5 is probably an engine. The human doesn't find that move. And he played like almost instantly. Dude, check this out. 10 seconds. It's not instantaneous. How long did he take to play? 10 seconds. I would be very suspicious of this player. This feels like an engine game. Not absolute perfect play though. Close enough. What mistake did he make? The Cochrane Gambit, that's his mistake. Yeah, it feels like an engine. Probably. I mean, it's the Cochrane Gambit. It's not a 1200. But this guy's probably using an engine. The rook d5 is... He's got rook takes f6, man. This is the mate. Rook takes f6 check. What am I going to do? There's no defense. But I would suspect this guy. Unbelievable. Wow. That's totally dubious. He played 26 games today. Doesn't look like a cheater by statistics, but that game is rook d5. Come on. Give me a break. He has 0 inaccuracies, 0 mistakes. What's his inaccuracy? Rook f1 was slight inaccuracy. Here. It's the best move according to the engine, dude. That's not an inaccuracy. Just didn't have... Stockfish didn't have enough time to analyze the game. That's engine number 1. G4 also. A very natural move, but not the number 1 choice of the engine. Apparently d6 is stronger. So this is like the only move that he didn't play. That was engine. d6 check. He chooses like the 3rd best move here. Wow. Yeah, I didn't know I was playing a computer. Good to know. That's what I get for a warm-up game. Some guy busting an engine on me. Wow. I wouldn't play that guy any rated games anytime soon. It's amazing. Rook d5. Very natural human-like move. Easy to find. First thing I would have thought of. He did take 10 seconds on that move. He wanted to give the computer enough time to come up with the best choice, which is logical. Oftentimes, Stockfish's first move isn't quite the best. You know? Jim, you don't get the meaning of rook d5. It just promoted g5. It sets him up for mate in 10. That enabled him to play g5 that mates me by force. Like, of course. You mean like as a human from the human side? The conception of rook d5, I don't know. I mean, simply no other conception except for playing g5. It's a totally tactical concept. You could also say that the rook is centralized, like a queen or something. Really, if I had any time, I would investigate the other. It's not a queen. But it still has an effect. You know, rooks are kind of effective in 2 different directions. You know, they do move sideways and forwards and backwards. So, because their mobility in 4 different directions, they can have a queen-like quality in the center of the board. mean, in a position like that, pretty strong argument for a centralized rook, I guess. So Morales here playing the English opening, something new. Yeah, if I had like time and inclination, I would look up the guys. He never moved backward. That's right. I suspect he used an engine for that game, but I would look up his other games and then decide whether to report him or not. I don't like to report people based on one game. It's not enough proof that they're cheating or something. Maybe he really played the game of his life. But I mean, rook d5 alone is pretty suspicious. I have better things to do than tracking down lichess engine cheaters today. This is a cool idea. b4. So what happens if I play d4 and then d3? I'm going to ask an obvious question here. Morales does not normally play the English. Morales. Now, having said that, this reminds me of a game I had with someone else not that long ago. You report them on one move. No, I mean, it's like the boy that cried wolf acerbate. You can't just go around like reporting people every time they make like one strong move, or no one's going to take you seriously. I really try to be very selective about reporting people for cheating, even though I cry about it here a lot on the stream. Don't actually act on it that often. I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't, but you should be selective. There's a lot of false positives. All right, Morales, I had a game against somebody. Maybe it was, who was it? Plays the English. This is interesting. Morales, you don't have another secret account or something, do you? I just can't recall who it was. Very similar game. Quite a while ago. Not quite the same. Similar. Interesting. Yeah, in any chess site, you're going to get more cheaters in the classical time control. It takes less skill to cheat in slower time controls. Obviously, in order to cheat in bullet chess, you have to be an extremely good cheater, you know. But cheating in classical, anybody can do that. So there's a lot of really incompetent cheaters in the slower time controls. I really don't feel like losing again today, Morales. You're not going to do that to me, are you? I swear to God, like it was the same game and I sacked the exchange or something. I even remember it. Like there was a bishop a3 and then a knight came in on d6 and I sacked the exchange. I let him take my rook on f8 or something like that. I just absolutely even remember concretely what happened now. Bishop a3 now, very strong. Yeah, there's an argument that g4 was an inaccuracy. But I mean, anybody who's like, I never cheated, so I don't know. But I guess if I was going to be a cheater, I would occasionally throw in like one of my own moves just to keep it, you know. Then it's really his game. He played one move himself. I was just kidding about bishop a3. I thought it might be a mistake, but I'm not sure. I guess I don't have a choice. That's got to go. And still, the evil Morales has quite an initiative. Quite the initiative here. Centralized rook. Man, I'm going to ask for it with this move. My rook is centralized. It was like the third best move. Exactly. But sometimes I wonder if people like legitimately think it's okay to cheat in casual games. I assume that's the case. The knight d6. Must go. Everything must go. No time. Such a materialist. Unbelievable. Greed. What's greed? God, dude. Morales, you're 2006, but it's 1998. Oh, you went over 2000 just to make it look less suspicious. Good. I was complaining that he was like 1998, and that's why everyone thought he was a cheater. It looks much better that you're 2006 now. You're getting a lot less people accusing you of cheating. There's a big difference between 1999 and 2001. So what do I got? Groveling for a draw, opposite-colored bishops. It's like when you're selling something, you have to make it $19.99 instead of $20. eBay principles. Oh my God. Rare lapse from Morales. I thought like rook b2. Maybe it's not as good as it looks now. That's not good. Just drops the c pawn. Sorry. Yeah, it wasn't so easy to find a good move there. d4 point. Black is okay. Hopefully. This defender. You increased your elo. Arpad elo. To living in Hungary for 15 years, I really ought to pronounce elo correctly. Elo Arpad. Oh, bishop takes f2 check. But is that really what you want to do? So if I play bishop f2 check, ironically king g2, and I can't maintain the d file, it might even be like a massive mistake to take on f2 in this position. Strategic mistake of the highest level. But now I can play it. Is that a drawn rook ending? Now it's a drawn rook ending. Well, maybe not that easily drawn. Actually, not at all. Not clear. Oh, I miscalculated again? No, I'm alright. King and pawn endgame. How about that? Let's do king and pawn. No, you're not interested. Can't imagine why. My favorite endgame. Really sure. Try to reach 2 connectors. I imagine this should be winning. Not sure about the last move, though. How do I win now? I don't want bishop and rook pawn. Probably h4 was some sort of massive mistake, but I don't know exactly what I'll opt for. But Morales immediately, you can't do that. I mean, you're going to lose this, likely. I think the only hope is to wait for my king to approach and then go after my f-pawn. But actually, you can't, right? That's the problem. Oh, shit. Maybe he doesn't have better. Maybe that was really his best. That's rough. Rough. But he's up to no good now. Causing problems with his troublesome h-pawn. Uh-oh. Pawn must die. Finally reaching my favorite endgame. Oh no. Yep. Yep. Bone Atrophy is a subscriber, LVN, and then we'll take non-subscribers. Playing badly, a little bit better. Yeah, Astrobate's amazing, has no draws. How was I worse at some point? Well, I guess you only became worse when you dropped your f2 pawn. I mean, obviously, prior to that, you were never worse. What are we doing? A4. Bruni, I have the very, very distinct sense that you've been on my stream before, but I don't know. Are you new? Or just under a new name? You seem familiar here. Especially the choice of the Brony name. A4 G6. Oh man, alright. Yeah, you played the Silo yesterday, I remember. You're not Fortnite. No Fortnite, please. Fortnite got a subscription, Mr. Coffee. What do we got here? We've had a lot of different people on the stream over time. Some of them like to make new accounts. They get bored with their accounts every so often, which is understandable. So a lot of time, people who I know will reappear with a new handle. That's why I'm asking. Anyway, I followed your advice and played to increase AA low. Yeah, I mean, don't be under 2,000. Then people are going to be like, man, this guy is underrated. He must be a cheater. I think 2,000 is a mark of respect. It probably doesn't mean that much, but you're going to get more respect. Just the slight difference. I bet, like, nobody accuses you of being an engine anymore. I was getting frustrated that you were 1996, though. Maybe it's just me. B6. This looks like a solid move. It's like a Skaveningen where you play knight a5 and take with this pawn sometimes. F4. Very Skaveningen. I know I pronounced that wrong. Forgive me, DK guy. No, you're from the DK. I need a Netherlands. I need someone from the Netherlands. Skaveningen. Netherlands, Denmark, whatever. It's all in Northern Europe. What's the difference? Bishop b7. Forgetting about you. Nope, we're just taking your challenge in order, LVN. Are you from... Oh, you're from the Netherlands. Yeah, you're right. I thought you meant about the challenge. King h1, perhaps, is not necessary yet. Same shit, different day. Yeah, I got the point. But I thought you were talking about the challenge. Like, people are always, like, all nervous that I'm going to forget their challenge. So my first reaction was, oh, yeah, we'll get to it, because you're next. You know? It was relevant. It seemed relevant. But Skaveningen. It's like the time that the Brazilian Grandmaster Rafael Leitao spent 2 hours trying to teach me how to pronounce his name. Utterly hopeless. I thought he was like trolling me, you know. We sat there just literally almost 2 hours. And every time, as I tried like 100 times to pronounce his name exactly like he said it, he said, no, that's wrong. No. Dude, you gotta be trolling me. I just said it like exactly like you said it, and you're telling me that it's wrong. So it's like a classical dragon. It is a classical dragon. Sergei Kudrin. The double fianchetto setup, I think, is reasonable. This Skaveningen. Skaveningen. I'm not going to say it anymore. I'm so paranoid. I'm going to say it wrong again. All right. We got to do something. DK guy, well, I'm sorry that you challenged me in the beginning of the stream because I'm notoriously bad. But that was just not a variation I will play anymore. How is this? The bishop f5, it's okay, but not in a serious game. Sometimes my hand just makes moves and I regret it. Like that example. Massive pressure on e7. This is basically the main point. So what are you going to do now? Mohammed Ahmadiyaki. What is he now, like a FIDE politician? Who's a good classical dragon player. Not many of them around. Not that many people play the white side of the classical dragon well. Roland Schmaltz. It's a special breed of players. Most people like to be very macho and play like the Yugoslav attack. Okay, it started out as a Najdorf. I'm aware of that, but it's a Dragendorf. Play the Doug. Maybe the G, that's the secret. He just resigned. You know, you have Queen C4. No, you don't. I didn't even realize I was winning a knight. I just thought, oh, okay, well, I'm just clearly strategically better because I don't know. That's funny. I was just actually winning a whole piece and didn't even realize it. Just happy with my position. All right. Anyway, LVN from the Netherlands. Yeah, you can't play the dragon unless you really, 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 really know your stuff. Someone was asking me the other day, a certain chess streamer said it's bad or something. It's not that the dragon's bad, but you're upping the ante of theoretical knowledge. When you play something like the dragon, it's on a knife edge. So if you don't know it perfectly, if you play strong players, you're done. I mean, it's not like the Caro-Kann or, I don't know, the French or something more closed where you can maybe not know the theory that well and just get a position and be slightly worse, you know. You just can't play the dragon unless you know massive amounts of theory. Period. So this is dubious. I was thinking about this very briefly 2 weeks ago. Kind of a funny gambit. I would imagine this would be good for bullet chess. Not so much for a long game. Oh, it's the fishing pole. So the knight g4. Excellent bullet looking opening. So doubtful about soundness, but it's a 7-minute game. Should we play h3 to stop knight g4? Slightly weaken my position. Now queen d4. What do I do? Do I really want a castle kingside into that nasty prepared stuff? I mean, rook f1 may not be that bad. I prefer this. Now he has compensation, though. To some degree, I guess. Making me do this inconvenient rook move. I have 5 pawns. Well, I don't know what to call it. I actually have 1 pawn island. Plenty of pawns on the queen side if I decide to go queen side with my king. Obviously aiming at h2. But black's position is suspicious. I don't believe the hype. We do have to be a little tiny bit careful. Welcome to the stream, guys. Thank you for the donations from Zen Chess and Jim. Sorry I haven't played better today. We're a little bit out of form, blitz-wise. Hopefully our tournament chess is better. So what's next for the opponent? Knight d5. He doesn't have that many options to pursue the attack. And ultimately, I'm going to try to get my king out to the queen side. Or otherwise just trade pieces. This fishing pole thing on the king side, that's pretty much, I think, a red flag about castling kingside. That's why I played it the way I did. Oh my god. Oh my god, he found this devastating blow. Now I have no choice but to do the horrible thing. What a move. Not my day today. Jeez. I don't know white is better. Who said that? I'm not so sure about that theory anymore. I don't know white is better theory. I'm losing my pawn back. It looks like. The next crushing blow, knight h2. I have to sack the exchange. Where are these people coming up with this stuff? What a day. Knight h2. Knight takes h2, queen h4 check, king d2. Okay, that's probably a little too much. I was hoping for knight h2. Probably that's not happening. Leaving me with what options? It's getting very creepy in here. Now I'm clearly worse. Or just worse, slightly worse. Clearly worse. Are you for real? This is unbelievable. I can't even get out. What a game. Yeah, it's somewhat unsound. In a secret account. What a game. Check this out. It's interesting, right? Easy to find. But I don't have any choice. I have to play knight takes c6. I can't find a move for white. White is just lost. It looks lost. He doesn't need to castle or anything. I really don't understand thinking in this position. It seems like a very strange place to start thinking. Maybe h4 he's thinking about. I don't know. Pretty much the only move I could imagine. Although, why would you want to let me play f5? I don't understand what he's doing here. Yeah, And I don't understand what Black's thinking about. I mean, wow, F5. I don't think that's right. I mean, why don't you just take the pawn? What am I missing here? It seems like a huge mistake not to play that. But maybe I'm wrong. I've been known to be wrong before. I mean, F5 is nice and aggressive. I'm sure it's not a bad move. Raise some interesting questions. Knight G5, notably. Most notably. Am I just getting myself in further trouble there? He has too many good moves to choose from. I think that's the problem. Giving me chances. This changes the calculations. Why was Black so nice to me? To give me even a glimmer of hope. Bishop F4 was just like merciless with no counterplay. But after F5, Knight G5, he still has... Okay, I have Bishop takes H5 check. Pretty much in all lines. No, but still, Bishop takes F4. Bishop H5 check, King F8. Even that's better because after Rook takes F4, he has Queen takes G5 with a double attack on both pieces. I might end up losing material if I try to do that. It's 2 questions. You had me completely knocked out, and now White is in the game. Virtually winning. So nice that someone took it easy on me for once today. The guy who played the Cook Crane didn't take it easy on me. He did play the third best move on that one move. It's like, alright, I'm going to look human. We'll play the third best move for one move. But every other move I'm going to play the best. Is that like what he was thinking? Suddenly Black is just lost. Slight problem. LVN wanted too much. There was nothing wrong with the simple chess. Bishop takes F4. Or Bishop takes F4, both moves were good. Alright guys, we have 40 minutes left. Imre is late today. Early is late. No, early is on time. On time is late, and late is inexcusable. That's what I was taught. Over. Over and out. Fork me some. I'm gonna fork me some rooks. This is embarrassing though. I was busted. How many games have I had a lost position today? Nearly even lost against Morales. Another tactic. Damn it. Does that work? That works. Oh no. Takes, check. Oh my god. No, there's got to be a way out of this. I can take on b7. But his pieces do look kind of active. There's got to be a way to save my knight. I almost played queen h5 now. It's pretty funny. It's a good idea. King e8. Trapping. What? Yeah. Still with menacing threats. It sounds like a product advertisement. Now with menacing threats. Now with more menacing threats. Let's think. Try thinking. Be careful over the board at least. Yeah. No, I mean 2 blunders. Yesterday I played really well. The fact that I was almost winning in the rooking game was hard to see. I was slightly better the whole game. Microscopically better. I have to be concentrated. Yeah, you had a nice position there. Did this game start yet? Let's try to play a nice, calm d4. Objectively, knight on d2 is probably the best line for white, but for some reason, I don't really feel comfortable on either side of the knight bd2 Bogo Indian. I don't know what that's about. And this is weird. This is like Queen's Gambit delayed. Lichess, Catalan. Zlatko plays b4. Zlatko, Lichess. No, black did not play d5. That's a solid move, like a delayed. A lot of times black induces bishop d2 in the Catalan. I've got a free bishop d2 here in this Queen's Indian, which is actually a variation. One of the main lines if he plays knight e4. So I'll be a tempo up. Tempo up on knight e4. Therefore, actually maybe, yeah, I don't have any d5 gambits. So basically black only has one good way to play this position. One viable way of playing this position, unless you want to do something really weird like c6 maybe. Or knight a6. Yeah, I mean d5 would be the normal thing to do. c6 is just like a weird version of that, more or less. Maybe we'll transpose. I guess. There's more than one way to play this. What would Ivanchuk do? D5 is solid. It's extra move with bishop d2, not that constructive. And here I could have played e4, but it's not that big deal, probably. Now we start to get into like the twilight zone. Grandmaster Chernyshov. I have a bad record against knight a6, queens Indian too. I've lost a couple times against Medved and Chernyshov. It's really weird, convoluted. This is not really a proper knight a6, queens Indian though. This is just some dubious looking position for black now. You can't just do whatever you want. I mean, his knight is like not well placed here. Still, it's not easy to break black's position. But he can't play d6 and d5. Eventually black will play d5 or something, but end up in it just kind of with less space, I guess. Still, not that easy. White has to make moves. And I'm not Ivanchuk, as you well know. But if I was more inspired, I have to find inspiration. Must find inspiration. Less likely to make major tactical errors with the d4 position. Alright, so queen a4. Kind of having trouble seeing a good path for black here. The knight is on a weird square. The path. Pathos in Greece. Guys, thanks for watching. No stream tomorrow night, unfortunately, because of my tournament. So next stream will be Wednesday, same as this. Wednesday morning, 10 a.m. Be there or be square, as they said in the 50s. So, someone mentioned c5. I'm at a loss to suggest a better move, but there may be one. I just haven't seen it yet. I think c5 is probably better than just dropping a pawn like on freeze, yeah. Maybe that's his best move. I was thinking about why my results haven't been good in the last times, and feels like it's a combination of confidence and inspiration, not really being as strong as they were. Motivation, confidence, inspiration, desire to win seems to go up and down depending on my mood. I used to be a little bit more of a killer instinct. Now I feel sorry for the little kid that I'm playing. Thus my draw the other day. Even though I was clearly worse, I probably never would have taken a draw in my prime. I never looked at a 15-year-old kid and was like, oh, I feel sorry for the poor little kid. Maybe because I'm getting older. I don't know. Cute little kid. We'll give him a draw, you know. I was clearly worse. So I would never take a draw in an equal position or something. unless it was dead. When you offer me a draw and I'm clearly worse, I mean, you know, my other problem is preparation not being enough. So knight takes c6, interesting. Bishop d6. Knight takes c6, bishop c6, queen c6, bishop f4. It does a lot of damage to my structure. Smeagol. All right. We're going to keep the pressure on. Yeah, I mean, it takes a special person to play the knight a6 type of Queen's Indian. Players like Medved and Chernyshov were. But this wasn't a proper... What I'm talking about is knight a6 instead of knight e4 and in the main line Queen's Indian with bishop g2, bishop b7. It's a specific variation. Now black's just gotta be losing that c-pawn. I find it very hard to accept. Even c5 starts to look interesting. There's some tactics. Right, but this seems to be a free pawn. Relatively important. And free. I don't see black having enough compensation. He must take on c6. I take back, he takes on f4, I take back, he moves his rook to c8 or something. I take on c4. No, he actually hasn't captured yet. That's interesting. Maybe that will be the continuation. Rook c8. Even that's not very good. Okay, rook c8 cd, yep. ed, or knight takes. And the knight on c7 is still looking stupid. This is basically a cheap shot. But it has some plan. I mean, he has knight h6 relocating to f5. So it's a step above like a standard one move cheapo. Probably I have to kick it out. You know, so at least it can recirculate to a better square. It's not that simple. But I believe that I'm winning. Believe what you want. Knight h6, knight f5, and the h4 square is a bit loose. Yeah, but this is bad. I mean, he really needs to try to circulate to a good place with knight f5. And he has some compensation. Doesn't look like here he has any, objectively. This is really not a bad structure, like a Stonewall Dutch or something type of thing. Very typical in the Catalan. Guys, we have time for 2 more games at least, so if we want to get another challenge in, get me while I'm weak. Almost fully warmed up now. Well, frankly, I haven't had time to prepare at all, normally. And I always was kind of old school, but now I'm basically almost not preparing at all. Preparing anti-preparation, trying to do something surprising, you know, that my opponent won't expect, is about all I have time for. Just avoiding their preparation is my goal. Ante preparation. Ante or anti. Clear pawn up. Alright, we've got enough challenges now. But I don't do 3-0. It's a little too GM Tetris. It's a little too fast for trying to commentate the games. If Tetris can re-challenge me, give everyone nicknames. Re-challenge me to 5+3, please. D4 feels better. I'm not feeling like an E4 day. Something Petrosian-esque. I've also got to stop playing like the King's Indian attack. Richard Palliser. Move order. Trying to avoid the whatchamacallit, the Cambridge Springs. E4 is coming in the afternoon, but that's different. I'm black. It's different when I'm black. When I play E4 with white, I usually play pretty sharp. Try to play, I mean, even though maybe not that heavy theory, I try to play aggressively. With black, not necessarily, depending. Yeah, I'll check what he plays against the Caro-Kann, but the Caro-Kann is such a popular opening. Any good player is really well prepared for it. They have to be. It's just mandatory. Probably something classical, I would imagine. If you look at the way he plays the classical style in the Roy Lopez. But you never know, he might play the advanced variation or something. I'm really not in the mood for that. Thank you. My Caro-Kann is just not that good. No, I don't have any need to do anything weird like I did against the little kid. There's no need to play like dubious openings. A draw is okay, so I can play a normal. Actually, maybe the best thing for me to do is just play the accelerated dragon. You know, just draw on the black side of Imrazzi. It's the accelerated dragon is like my go-to draw opening. It's actually kind of ironic, but that would be my first choice. Yeah, against the Indian girl, he played d4. That's interesting. And she probably plays the Caro-Kann. How do you know that? Wait, did you see the game somewhere? Jim has secret information. Where did you see the game? Like that game was in his games? How do you know he played d4 against the Indian girl? The game is in there? What? Wow. The arbiter must have like entered the games in. The last time I played in one of these tournaments, I guess we didn't have a very diligent arbiter. You should have someone else to enter the games. And possibly someone else did it. I don't know, but that's interesting. They actually entered some games in. Yeah, it was a very dry. Yeah, that's interesting. It's a good point. So he actually plays both. Do you really want to hurt me? Do you really want me to hurt you? Is the question. We're good to go here. I'm liking this. Rook b1, rook a1. Heroku just went into like move back and forth mode, but I mean, I'm not that weak. You can't do that. Yeah, I would never play against a strong, up-to-date player. Something like Najdorf. It's the same thing as the Dragon. Like, you can't play the Najdorf unless you're extremely booked up. The Najdorf is probably fundamentally better than the Dragon on the plus side. Like the best Sicilian. Najdorf or Sveshnikov. I was thinking of learning the Kalashnikov. It would take a really long time to adjust to playing that opening. Well, it feels like Harry Nelson Pillsbury in the house. But the Accelerated Dragon, dude. That would be my first choice, but that's probably what he will expect, you know. But it's so solid that, and I know it better than anything almost. Rouser's dangerous. The opponent is well prepared. And again, no need to play anything weird like the Modern or the Nimzovich or something stupid. So, what are you doing there? You're gonna try to get counterattack going on? I spread myself too thin here. Are you going to do a sub game, an analysis stream anytime soon? Well, normally I would on Thursdays, but I have a tournament this week, so that won't resume till next Thursday. The Accelerated Dragon. Normally the problem with the Accelerated Dragon is that the Marazzi is like a draw at best. But if I'm playing someone who's like a 2400 plus IM or higher, then we accept that. The draw in the Marazzi is okay. So, you know, he can choose to play something like sharper, or we can be a little bit worse and grovel for a draw in the Marazzi. I've been doing this for years. I mean, plenty of players stronger than even Frolov I've held against on the black side of Marazzi. It's not fun, but you do what you have to do. It's not fun. But life isn't fun. It's not meant to be fun. Heroku is really solid. Jesus. Lately scoring against me. What's up with the last 4 games all of a sudden? Sacking a piece is a real possibility. I really don't have a problem with that. Kind of rare to see it in the end game, but I don't see any reason why not. The bishop is... He was the bishop that was. is, was, and forever will be. Would you rather have that bishop or two connected passed pawns? That's the question. It's on all of our minds. The problem is the sack back. No sack backs. Maybe he'll hold a draw here. A little concerned. Oh no. Pre-move. Alright, it was a good pre-move. He's probably holding this. I bet it's a draw. Well, obviously not this, but previously. Plus 1.5. That's like a draw if you play like the Almighty. Alright. GM Tetris. Last game for today, and I'm going to go prepare my Richter Rouser for black. My Caro-Kann. I'm definitely playing the Caro-Kann today. I can avoid the Mrazzi, but do I want to avoid the Mrazzi? Against a weak player, I do. Do I want to avoid the Mrazzi against a strong player? The EF Caro-Kann. A good choice. If only I really played this line, this would be perfect. Well, the Richter Rouser is like when white plays bishop g5 against knight c6 in the Sicilian, mainline Sicilian. Two knights for black, and white plays bishop g5. The Sveshnikov is good. I mean, I admit it's good. Blabix, also probably a draw. Sveshnikov is a draw, definitely. Of course, it's not a draw if white plays badly, or if black plays badly. B3 against the French. Yeah, I've heard of that. It's probably not that bad. I mean, I think the practical value of it is the question. The less people know it, the better. Lubbock says B3 is never good. He knows from experience. Now bishop d3. So what's my plan here? We'll wait and see. Spiny C porcupine is black's position. White is not your average player. White is not your average e4 player against Caro. Uh-oh. What does that mean? I mean, this doesn't seem like really normal to play bishop e2, h3 and bishop e2. But I mean, I don't have enough experience in this line with black. I'm just playing around. What am I meant to do now? Not your average bear. How about knight e6? d5? It's not an issue. Better than your average bear. Magnus and his secret account. Now what do I do? Clearly the EF Caro is the best Caro Kan for black. I think the problem is it's drawing a lot, first of all. There are other questions theoretically. Alyekin claimed that it was like he could draw at will, but he wasn't interested. G takes F is pretty bad. I tried to play it. Not too reliable. I mean, most people probably go out and say that bishop f5 is the best Caro Kan, but I think E takes F is clearly underrated. There's been a real trend to play it lately. It's come back to life because of this weird move h5 in one of the main lines with c3 and queen c2. Kind of rehabilitating black's chances. Queen d7. Bishop h3. Bishop h3. G takes h3. Queen d7. What are you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bloop, 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 bloop. That could get interesting. I wonder how he defends this position. It does look slightly problematic. Solid is the word. I don't care about a pawn. Now, how does he defend? Seriously. I don't see it. White is just lost, I think. It's pretty devastating. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff with e2 and h2 and h3. It's over. But h3, deadly. Deadly in the end. So, if I'm not mistaken, I have queen h3, queen h3, and then knight e2 check. There's just no defense. Never get out of the boat. Better than the bishop f5 Caro Kan. The other good thing is that people don't know how to play white either. All right, guys, I'm going to have to leave here a little early to prepare for my esteemed opponent today. Queen g2 is the main problem. It's a slight problem. Yeah, that was good that I spotted that. So h3, rarely played. Some good customers, though. Spidler and Jones. So this is a line, apparently. I'm actually following the recommended theory. I'm a natural. Well, even that's book. Carlsen played this position. Bokrosh, I know. Bokrosh playing white. Another game Albert lost against somebody good. Who was it? Sedlak. Same year. So this is interesting. Bishop c7 is rarely played. It's the second best move according to the engine. And now white played b3. 96. And rookie won now. And now he's busto. Almost. I found it. A tactical genius. Queen c8 is apparently better than queen d7. What's the difference? So he has one defense. Bishop c1. Knight h3 check. King h1. Queen g4. And the beat goes on. Knight g1. Unbelievable. That doesn't work. Can white hold on to this raging attack coming? Stay tuned for our next episode to find out. Alright guys, anyway, you've seen my opening for my game today. The EF Caro-Kann given away. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for the panda. Have a great day. And I'll see you on Wednesday at 10 a.m. here on lichess. Thank you. Bye-bye.